And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Well, they snuck out to the lead partly because of the play calling, largely because of the execution.
On the court for Miami here in the second. They've got Dion Waiters. Whiteside is out there with Olynyk. Then there's Dragic, and it's Patel in at the 2 spot. Hard to believe that Hassan Whiteside wasn't even in the NBA a few seasons ago, Brent. Took some time off, but what a find he has been since coming back into the league.
Well, it's been nice to see him re-engage and maybe turn around his attitude and work ethic and maybe wanting this at his size. You have to give credit to Whiteside for not giving up on himself and putting some of that work in to become the player he is right now.
Dragic against Westbrook. Dishes it to Felton. Knocked loose. Here's Patel. They get the rebound. And Dragic has it in the corner. And the 3-ball is good. Dragic has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And as Dragic went up on the jumper, he knew the defense was there still. Finds a way to knock that one in.
Here's Patel. Dives for it. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Heat.
It seems like they found a nice middle ground here. There's some long range, some inside the arc. That kind of offensive versatility makes it really tough for a team to defend.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Well, you look at the Spurs, the Warriors, the Atlanta Hawks. These are offenses that teams want to be like.
Well, anytime that you move the basketball quickly and crisply, Kevin, you're going to move the defenses around. And as soon as those shifts happen, that's where great offenses take advantage of poor positional defense.
ABC's checked in for Oklahoma City. The Heat also with a sub. Johnson's checked in. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know that the Thunder hired Billy Donovan as its new head coach. In his 2 decades at the University of Florida, he led them to 2 national titles with players like Al Horford and Joakim Noah. A defensive-minded coach, he's developed into a great offensive mind. And fellas, that's what he's trying to bring to OKC. Moving the floor, as he calls it. Creating space for their great scorers to operate.
Ball movement, player movement. That's where the league is going, DA. Thanks. Here's Cantor. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Cantor's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Good touch on the jumper, especially from mid-range. Cantor hits a high percentage of those shots.
Feeds it to Olynyk. Raiders on the wing. For the 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Roberson the pass to Ferguson. He kicks it to Patterson. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Patterson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Wow, more threes in the NBA? Who knew? Teams trading tray balls. That set had everything but the finish. You know, even though they missed that shot, they know they will convert that more times than not.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Completely lost focus. You can't get 2 steps ahead.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
From the high post. The kick out to Westbrook. Here's Roberson. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight.
There's no doubt that each year he gets a little better and more comfortable from beyond the arc. That helps Robertson stay on the floor for more minutes.
And Olynyk kicks to Whiteside. Whiteside missing again. Thunder trailing by 10.
And for the Heat last season, they seemed to have a very defensive approach to how it is that they wanted to play. Challenged every shot, did well on their rotations, and they definitely limited their opponents' scoring by slowing down the pace of the game.
Patel, the pass to Whiteside, and it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. A different look for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Patterson. Jeremy Grant comes in for Cantor. And Georgia subbed in for Roberson. The Heat also changing it up. The Beast, he's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Olynyk. And it's Johnson in for Waiters. The lead now in single digits. ABC's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Miami leading by 9. As you said, the Heat pride themselves on their defensiveness and one of the best teams in the league, Brent, in opposing points per game.
Well, it shows you just how great a unit they are defensively, but you can't just have athleticism and tenacity on the defensive end. You have to have great communication on the back line, and I think that's where the credit to the coaching staff has to go. They've gotten these guys to talk to each other on that end of the floor, and that's reaping some huge dividends.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Grant dishes to George. Down low, Collison. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Passes it to the Beast. It's taken away by Collison. Outside, Felton. Another steal. Jumps up. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
That's tipped. From 17 feet out. The second chance effort. And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got 9 points.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And George kicks to Felton. And there it is for him.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And the dunk by Winslow.
That's a tremendous take by Justice Winslow. Gotta love how he finishes the look. Shows some real strength there. You see the shoulders.
Here is Felton. His last outing, he had 8 points. Screen by Grant. The 3 from George. And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Heat up by 15. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Coach Billy Donovan.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a big-time first quarter from Hassan Whiteside. He had 10 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie, giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They looked out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
All right, that is